I mean, listen, we're talking about practice.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Hello? You play to win the game.
I am very excited to talk about sports.
Who's Barry?
My fake deer that people like to, or not people, but other
Logan likes to admire.
real deer like to admire. And Logan, God damn it, Barry. All right, I'm starting. Hey everybody, Nick here with the Wednesday Night Sports Podcast. I'm joined always by my co-host Logan. How's it going, Logan?
I'm doing great. NBA Finals are wrapping up. We got Game 6 and possibly Game 7.
No,
NBA draft.
There's only going to be Game 6. No Game 7.
NBA free agency, which may be even bigger news than the NBA Finals itself.
NBA Jam.
NBA Jam.
NBA Live 1995.
Did that get announced from E3? Am I late to the party? Oh, damn.
I'm just being funny.
You got me excited.
My paper's hard. It's wet.
Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals right now is going on.
Yeah. I'm rooting for the Richmond Renegades myself. Anyways, and then we have a special guest tonight, all the way from the Great White North. How's it going? Brad! Brad, are you there?
Oh, hey, what's up? What's happening?
How are you feeling about the NBA right now?
Where's Skate 4, Wogan?
What?
I said, where's Skate 4, Wogan?
So we'll go ahead and start talking about the NBA. What a great way to start this podcast. So Logan, give us your hot takes.
The momentum shifted with about 3 minutes to go the other night when the Raptors went up 6 points and they called a timeout. Now, there is a little controversy. A lot of people were trying to decide if it was Kyle Lowry that called the timeout or Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse ended up taking the blame for it, saying that the team just needed rest. But why is anybody calling a timeout to begin with? They had Golden State rattled. They were up 6 points with 3 minutes left, and it allowed Golden State to compose themselves and kind of get their mindset right to make a run and win the game. It was one of the most boneheaded things I've ever seen. Also, Kawhi Leonard scored 10 straight points, and he barely touched the ball in the final 3 minutes.
Kawhi Logan.
Well, whoever called that timeout, they got skewered over Twitter for that call.
Yeah, so Lowry did it, but a lot of people think Nurse told him to do it because Nurse later on took the blame for it. But then again, a lot of coaches are going to do it so their players don't have to take the heat.
Hopefully, Cowie slapped his Nick Nurse hat off his head in the back room.
He probably did.
Apparently, Nick Nurse has some brand that he shills to all the Raptors.
Huh.
So how's Drake taking it?
I don't really know. There wasn't any cameras on him at the end of the game. The only cameras I saw of him the whole time was when he was all upset when Durant got hurt. Secretly inside, I bet you he was yes.
So do you think that the Raptors fans are a bunch of assholes for saying fuck KD?
It was pretty messed up.
Did you see the Raptors fan that was waving KD by?
Yeah.
After he got injured? And then everybody's screw that Raptors fan.
It was weird because for 5 minutes it was a heel and a face turn, but then quickly it turned right back. Golden State had turned face, Toronto turned heel, and then shortly after they were oh yeah, we're supposed to be pulling for Toronto.
So
Twitter.
How far into the game did KD get hurt?
Second quarter, maybe the first 6 minutes in the second quarter.
Do you think him playing actually had an effect on things, or do you think
It did. They jumped out to a very big lead early, and then Toronto came right back when he got hurt.
Do you think that Boogie will produce and step up?
Now, he did that game once Durant went out. Like, he looked like old Boogie of Boogie Pass up until, like, that final minute when he, like, mauled Kyle Lowry on that foul. But he did look like his old self once Durant was out. But then, like, the game prior to this, he looked awful. So, I don't know. It's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
DJ Hyde.
Yeah, DJ Hyde. Big time story there. Sometimes he's the Dr. Hyde, sometimes he's Dr. Hyde. I don't know what I'm talking about now. I'm just rambling. But yeah, DeMarcus Cousins, you don't know what you're going to get. He's kind of the key to the whole series. When he does play well, they struggle against him, and when he doesn't, it seems like the Raptors have thrived.
Also, Siakam has been 0 from 10 from 3 in the past.
Siakam was very disappointing in Game 5.
Yeah.
He the games they win, he does well. Games when he doesn't produce, they don't win.
So
it's kind of like the X Factor.
Yo, you dealing with the X Factor.
So speaking of Drake, did you see Otis quote Drake? He said, "Now she want a photo, you already know. Though you only live once, that's the motto. Bleep, YOLO. And we bout it every day, like we sit on the beach. Bleep, we don't really play."
Man, that was the first in our podcast history.
We have rap battles. Brad, you like freestyle rapping?
Yeah, especially when it's Otis and Tucker, the new YOLO tag team champions.
Fuck Heavy Machinery.
Did you see AJ Kirsch?
No.
AJ Kirsch was one of the locals.
What did he say?
Toppers. He didn't say anything. He just.
I don't know who AJ Kirsch is.
Oh yeah. He said he's happy to be here.
Oh.
And Corey Graves responded with, "I bet he's happy to go to the bathroom." And they did a 3-way with, I think it was Heavy Machinery. Who else in the tag team picture right now on SmackDown? I forget who it was. Daniel Bryan and Rowan.
NXT spoiler alert.
And Usos.
NXT spoiler alert.
I don't read spoilers.
NXT spoiler alert.
Kidding.
Can I say it?
Why not?
Cameron Grimes beat Isaiah Swerve Scott in the first round. NXT.
This is on brand NXT ROH proving ground.
LOL
NXT. Where the hell's Triple H at?
So, I mean, I guess that's good because you don't want Swerve to be in just a random jobber tournament. You want him to be debuting in a large fashion like Damian whatever.
Priest?
The Punisher. Yeah. Damian Priest. Yeah. Yeah, well, speaking of Damian Priest, don't you think he's pretty similar to EC3 now?
In what way?
Like how he's this playboy and this rich guy and everything.
I thought he was satanic.
No, I mean, I guess they did show one satanic, but then the next 2 or 3 weeks they went with this playboy guy that goes to nightclubs and bars. Unless he's supposed to be like a bouncer or something, I don't know. But I mean, it seems a lot like stuff they had planned for EC3 is going to be for him now.
The only
Who's David Priest?
Punishment Martinez.
Oh, okay. Because I googled David. I didn't realize they changed his name as well. Because I googled David Priest NXT and Ryback showed up, and I was like, "What the hell did I miss?"
They changed
like-
everybody's name.
Do you like Boogan's new name? Rick Boogan?
Is that Trevor Lee's new name? I can't remember what they changed it to.
No, that's the guy that.
No, the guitar guy.
That's the guy that looks like Anthony Green. And
I saw him at the tapings.
Enjoy Ryan.
Saw him at the tapings at Access.
Who wants a mustache ride?
Boogan's been working Evolve, so there's a chance we could get Joey Ryan, Anthony Green, and Boogan in a triple threat.
Boogan annoyed me at the Access tapings.
Okay, it's because you're not a good fan.
He's starting to get on that heavy machinery level for me.
It's a fun act. Like, I mean, it reminds me of the vibe that Adam Rose got. Like, it's just like a real fun time. Same thing with what's his name?
Get the hell out of the garlic bread!
Who's the guy that did the Congo line?
No Way Jose.
Yeah, him. Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of surprised they didn't do more with him after he changed his hair all like friggin' spring break looking.
Spring break! Spring break!
Sorry, guys.
So have you guys been following the Raptors uprising at NBA 2K Esports?
Oh, fun story. Speaking of Raptors Uprising, I saw them in Times Square. They were like walking up and down the street with us.
Who's Raptor Uprising?
It's the esports Toronto Raptors team.
I went to a sports store the other day and they're like, yeah, they're really good Overwatch players apparently.
And it's funny because like none of them actually look like basketball players, even though they're not. But
yeah, the logo is really cool because it looks like one of those like Call of Duty type logos, like the badges, and then it has your red and black for the Raptors too. So it kind of hits both demographics.
Yeah, it caught me off guard when I saw them because I was like, "That's not the Toronto Raptors." Then I realized it said Raptors Uprising. I was like, "None of these guys look like Kyle Lowry."
So apparently the Lakers are with their fourth pick in what's his name? Not Johnson.
DeAndre Hunter.
Who's in that trade? AG something. Anthony something.
Oh yeah, they're currently offering
Davis.
Davis,
Yeah.
that's it. Anthony Davis.
They're currently in talks to do the fourth pick, Lonzo Ball and Ingram, along with the first for Anthony Davis.
Wait, so does that mean DeAndre Hunter's going to NOLA as well?
I guess it would.
Okay. So who are the Lakers getting then? They're getting Davis?
If they accept it, they would get Davis.
Otherwise, they're picking DeAndre Hunter.
But now, how nasty of a combo would that be? DeAndre Hunter and Zion Williamson.
Oh my, I can only get so hard.
Are you gonna be a Pelicans fan?
Nope. Still not going to be.
So is Davis someone? Is Davis someone they can build the Lakers around?
He would be a good fit with LeBron if he can stay healthy.
Oh, that's right. LeBron's on the Lakers. I totally forgot.
Davis is always hurt.
I'm like, who does the Lakers even have now? But I guess they got LeBron.
But Davis is always hurt.
I guess they need a second person for LeBron to.
If I'm Anthony Davis, I would ask for a trade. It seems like he wants to go to a big city, but I would go to Milwaukee to play with Giannis.
The cover man of NBA 2K19.
Yeah.
Fundamental Tony Bennett basketball.
Or Anthony Davis should go back to college and play for Virginia.
I'm okay with it.
I have a question for you guys.
Fundamental enough.
What rich rule did Michael Jordan have at every single playoff game?
Gamble.
Gamble and drink, poker.
He listened to Montel Williams.
Get his dad killed.
Like the TV show? Like the Montel Williams show?
Oh no, not Montel Williams. Montel Jordan.
My mom used to watch Montel Williams every time when I was out of school.
Yeah, he used to listen to Montel Jordan.
Maury was the best.
Like, this is how we do it?
This is how we do it.
I guess Seal was off the limits at the time.
I can take a kiss from a rose.
That's Seal.
And R. Kelly.
He pisses on young girls.
The amount of times
So
I
does
used to
Michael
listen.
Elgin.
The amount of times I used to listen to the NBA Jam soundtracks while playing basketball was pretty insane.
Man, I wish we could get like an updated NBA Jam. I know they did a few years ago, but it still didn't feel like NBA Jam.
Not NBA Jam, Space Jam.
Oh, I remember the Space Jam video game, PlayStation.
Was that a good game?
They made one.
It was cool as a kid. If I played it now, it'd probably be bad. I bet.
What is it in the same category as Simpsons Wrestling?
I forgot about that game.
It was pretty bad.
I remember I bothered my dad so much to go rent it for me, and then I got it, and it wasn't good.
That was the same thing with I bothered someone to buy me a copy of Hulk Hogan's Main Event Wrestling
I thought that was going to be good too.
on the Kinect. We even brought it to 2K or THQ to play it, and didn't work out real well.
You know who just bought, or I guess they didn't just buy. I just found out that THQ Nordic bought the Time Splitters IP.
I think they've had it for a while,
Really?
but I mean, I guess it's probably within the last 2 months, so that's kind of new.
Yeah. Very excited for that.
They have something like 130 games in development right now. THQ Nordic.
Are they going to make another U-Draw?
Nope. They are. They have been showing Destroy All Humans this week.
Yeah, I saw that. So, what has been your favorite thing that they've shown at E3 this week, guys?
By THQ Nordic.
No, just in general. We can talk about E3. This is hot.
Off the presses.
For me, I would say new Zelda got me hype. Even though it probably won't be released for another 6 years or something crazy.
Did you just watch the trailer, or did you pan through the trailer?
I watched the trailer live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff if you just go frame by frame in that trailer.
Yeah.
It seems like the rat might be playable.
Yeah. I was reading something about how it looks like basically Ganondorf's body is empty, and then Ganon is back, and he's gonna raise the castle, and shit's gonna go crazy. But the good thing is it probably won't take 6 years because they're using the same assets and everything. So it's going to be like Majora's Mask almost, like the development cycle.
But what comes out first, Metroid or Zelda 2?
Zelda.
Yeah.
You know who's mad that Animal Crossing's not coming out until next year?
Dakota?
No.
She is excited for it, but she's okay with waiting because she wants it to be good when it comes out. You don't want bugs to be in it.
Why? Who's mad?
Somebody you just recently blocked.
What? Are you telling me he plays Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't see it.
And he said that was one of the reasons that he bought the Switch.
Even though it wasn't going to come out for another year or so after he bought it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, my only interaction with Animal Crossing was the mobile version.
Gotcha.
And I am told there's quite a bit more to the game than that.
So, did you feel trolled when they were showing the trailer for Banjo-Kazooie and it made it seem like it was Duck Hunt instead, and then suddenly Banjo-Kazooie came out of the sky?
I think they did the exact same thing with what's his name, GDD. Was it GDD? Oh no, it was GDD.
With King K. Rool.
Oh no, not DDD, King K. Rool. So they were everyone thought it was gonna be like Rabbids King Kong, but then it ended up being K. Rool.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of a cool callback.
So who do you think the final two fighters will be for the season pass?
Ryu
But they already have Ryu in the game.
from Ninja Gaiden.
Okay.
Apparently
Waluigi?
they're working on Ninja Gaiden remasters for Switch,
Yeah.
and then they have DOA that came out. That basically like not a single person played, so I think it would be a good way to get some interest in that again.
Honestly, for me, when I was seeing the trailer for the Dragon Quest Hero, I was like, this does nothing for me. It's just another person with a sword in the game.
Some people call it Dragon Warriors.
I always called it Dragon Gate. Fucking gate.
Okay, so as far as the press conferences go, like I felt disappointed from Microsoft.
Oh, I didn't even watch it.
I felt disappointed from Ubisoft. I felt disappointed from EA.
What about Devolver? Did you see Devolver?
I mean, that was cool, but there was really no games that I saw were. I mean, it was a cool like mix of Nintendo Direct and Black Mirror.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Should we do a podcast on Black Mirror?
On what?
On Black Mirror.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go frame by frame into the interactions of striking vipers.
Oh no! Please no! Please no! I almost turned it off.
Square Enix had a lot of great JRPG stuff.
Okay, speaking of JRPGs, Nintendo had too many JRPGs, and I was just like, enough already. I don't care. If I wanted to play JRPGs, I would go buy a PS2 and play that.
Well, it's on Windows 2 as well, so. And it's on PS4 as well. So, you know. But, I mean, that was the big thing about the Super Nintendo. It had a lot of JRPGs, though, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like other companies are making them. It's just, like, Square. And, like, I think, like, Platinum. And that's it, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if you want to play an RPG that's not JRPG, there's still Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which I'm told is like basically closing your eye. You can play it closing your eyes.
Is that good or bad? It's
like super easy. Like, if you want to just like hang out with some friends and see a bunch of colors and Marvel characters, that's gonna be it. Which I'm fine with, because like a hard game is not where is why I want Marvel, which I was kind of indifferent on with Spider-Man PS4 because that game was pretty difficult at times.
Yeah. Is Logan gone?
No, I'm right here.
Oh.
I was impressed with Nintendo because I went into Nintendo and was like, what do they have this year? And like they don't have a Mario. They don't have. I guess they do have a Zelda. Actually, they do have a Mario. If you think about it, so actually, it's pretty great year. Like, it's not a full blown like year one Zelda or year one Mario, but it adds a lot to not the Animal Crossing, but to the Luigi's Mansion, which is a huge game. Which I will move heaven and earth to have a Switch for that game when that game comes out.
Yeah,
I was a huge fan of that. But I mean, as far as for Microsoft, they didn't do an xCloud demo. Like, I felt like they had a lot of stuff in there that they could have announced on Inside Xbox the next day that didn't need to be shown. Or they could have done a sizzle reel for a lot of those. Some of the titles that they showed that they used the time for, like, they could have done an xCloud demo, because obviously it's working great. They didn't show any Gears of War gameplay, and they showed it on the Up Up Down Down YouTube channel, which they could have shown at least a bit of it in the press conference. So it gave people the impression that like Microsoft didn't have anything ready. when they did. It's just that they want to have more and more and more content, which I guess is the trend of today's society. We want more content, right? You know.
Well, can't you give more content with games?
Yeah,
Isn't that the whole point of the Xbox?
Yeah, I mean they went like almost 2 hours, but I guess they wanted to show that they had like a ton of games. But and I guess it's not just about one show anymore. It's about live streams. It's about Twitter and Facebook. So I mean, maybe press conferences have changed a bit, and they're kind of getting out of it. Maybe they're moving away from the press conference and they're moving towards other platforms.
So,
perhaps.
Do you think that Sony missed out, or do you think Sony really didn't have anything, anyways?
All right. So their press conference is usually 60 minutes, right? They showed 15 minutes of Death Stranding. In the last while. What else could they have shown? I guess they could have held Medieval. That would have been like another 5 minutes, so that's like 20 minutes there. They had some VR stuff for another 10 minutes, so that's like 35 minutes there. Like, yeah, they definitely didn't have enough to show. I guess they could have revealed the PlayStation 5 or the next console there. Spend about 10 minutes on that, but even then, I think they still needed a look of Ghost of Tsushima, which they didn't have ready, obviously, because they were hiring a bunch of staff for that. And what else do they have that's coming? Concrete Genie. It sounds like a lot of their games that they're working on are from Europe, and Gamescom is coming, so I feel like they're going to show a lot of stuff at Gamescom.
So is it kind of a weird E3 year because we're like about to head into that transition of the new systems?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's like kind of nobody wants to really do much because it's the last of the gen.
Exactly. Nintendo's at the point where they usually do a console revision, but I think they still have a lot of software. But Nintendo's a weird one where they've been doing the Xbox to Xbox One X and PS4 to PS4 Pro stuff for like years, right? They always release a console and then they do a revision of it. So they never really have like. I mean, it takes them a while to do a generational leap. But even then, when they do a generational leap, they don't. I mean, I guess because how the Wii U did, they had to have that Zelda and Mario in the same year.
Right.
That was like a one-off of having a crazy amount of content in 1 year. But Nintendo traditionally, whether it's a console launch or whether it's year 1, 2, or 3 of the console, they have the same amount of content.
Right. And the Switch has done really well, I believe. It was kind of a flop, the Wii U, but the Switch was a nice bounce back.
And as far as for Death Stranding YouTube numbers, they're pretty close to what a game would do at E3. So it's kind of like it doesn't matter if it's shown at E3 anymore at the end of the day. But Xbox is huge community now. They have their Mixer thing, they have their like the gamer community outreach thing. So it's not just about like announcing games for Xbox. They have all these different fires they're working on.
Right.
Which, I mean, PlayStation does to a certain extent, but not to the wide reach that Xbox has. But yeah.
Right. So, how do you feel it compared to last year's E3? Because I thought E3 last year was pretty big.
Ubisoft went a different route this year, and they announced games ahead of time, largely. So that kind of felt like we kind of got our presents before Christmas in that way. For Ubisoft, and it kind of ruined the whole big event feel of it. And I mean, Watch Dogs just isn't that big of a game, and Ghost Recon isn't that big either. So like, fortunately, and I was expecting another 2 or 3 Assassin's Creed DLCs, and all we got was a story creator. So yeah.
Yeah,
Ubisoft didn't hit it.
Watch Dogs for me, like everyone was going nuts when they first announced it, and then when it came out, it was just like, whoop-de-doo.
That was a disappointment.
Technically and the character-wise, Watch Dogs 1 was bad. Watch Dogs 2 had a really good story, and I just thought it hit on a lot of ways that a lot of video game stories don't hit on. It felt like, I don't know, what can I say? I guess something like some of the cheesy Black Mirror episodes type of deal. And then the new Watch Dogs Legion, I think it grabs that London style quite well. And I don't know, it seems fascinating how they're going to tell the narrative with no main character. So I'm kind of interested in how that plays out. But other than that, I was expecting Splinter Cell. I was expecting, I don't know, some game that was huge at the end. I guess they feel that Gods and Monsters is going to be big. But we'll see, I guess. But they also said that that toy game was going to be huge, and that was super disappointing last year.
Which game was that?
Starfield, or not Starfield, but Starlink, Battle for Atlas.
You know,
that had a total of 5 minutes of Star Fox content in it.
You know, a game that did they ever come out with Dreams on the PS4?
It came out in early access, yes, and then apparently is nothing but a bunch of Sonic and Mario ripoffs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You basically create your own platformer levels?
Well, you can create a first-person shooter if you want to. You can literally 3D model environments, and they have a bunch of templates. And I remember the thing I loved about Little Big Planet originally is everyone made all these Saw levels. And I used to run around just as Jigsaw. It was the greatest funny on a tricycle, and it was just a lot of fun. But I'm hoping to get a PS4 by next fall, so to play Death Stranding. But I don't know. I'm not sure about Death Stranding. Like, some of the stealth stuff that Kojima does is take it or leave it sometimes. But
yeah, Death Stranding looks very questionable.
The story looks interesting for sure, but some of the gameplay stuff really hasn't sold me yet. But as far as for overall, like, Ubisoft, fortunately didn't hit the bar I wanted to hit. Last year I thought it was disappointing. Way too much Smash for Nintendo. That Nintendo gave a much better presentation overall this year. A lot more third-party stuff, but a lot of the third-party stuff is also on PlayStation, also on Xbox. Like Contra, they may look like it's Switch only, but the Contra pack and then the Contra new game is on Xbox and PS4 and PC as well. But I mean, it's cool they have Witcher. That'll be cool to take Witcher anywhere.
Will you stop before I beat your asses? Why are y'all fucking running around like it's goddamn 9/11 again? Really? Sorry.
Speaking of 9/11, I had a dream the other day that I was playing GTA 6, and the start of the game was George Bush in his office, and the planes were flying into Washington, D.C.
My God.
And you played this random security guard in DC, and you played a postman in New York City. And basically went back between the two different cities. And you could rewind time in free play. Because it went from... There was 3 chapters. There was Bush, Obama, and Trump.
This sounds like the greatest game ever.
I know, right? Like, it was so interesting. Like, you have to play the 3 chapters, and then the whole idea of the game is that you become president at the end.
So, Brad, you know how Logan went to see Something to Wrestle With live in New York?
Bruce Pritchard.
I see
Right.
what you did there.
Yeah, so Bruce made the joke, well, before 9/11, you could get away with everything, but after 9/11, they fucked everything up
Mhm.
in New York City.
Yeah, there's definitely a turning point in how sensitive people became after 9/11. I think it affected a lot of people, and because of that now, the media has the view, and corporations have the view that people are too sensitive to things.
It affected me, Wogan.
Wow, we
unfortunate.
getting all the fucking Du Bois and now I fucking want kids and I sound like I'm fucking emphysema Quogan. If you or a loved one suffer from mesothelioma.
So apparently Pro Evolution Soccer changed their name.
To what?
It's called eFootball Pro Evolution Soccer.
Oh, weird. Someone posted a trailer today and it said PES 2020.
Yeah.
Maybe they just call it that.
So is FIFA
Esports
2020
PES.
going to be the same game
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the past 10 years?
Yeah, it's called Esports PES.
Okay, so FIFA 2020 this year has something called Volta. Have you heard of Volta?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like this laser infused street football thing, and everyone on Nintendo camp are very unhappy because they are basically making legacy mode on the Switch, which means you're just getting last year's game with roster updates.
Now for
And
the
you're
current.
And on Xbox One, PS4, and PC, which I think is also free on EA Access on PC. Actually, you're getting the full new Volta and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, the Volta. It's going to be essentially like a FIFA Street version of the game, I guess.
Do you know, is the story mode back in FIFA?
Yeah, the story mode's actually going to be the Volta, I believe, because they said something about lead your guy to
Oh, that's interesting.
the championship or something. You're like a street footballer.
Is it the same guy or a new guy now?
I'm not sure. I don't think they actually revealed the details on it.
I pretty much watched the Star Wars and then I just went to sleep. And back to the press conferences, Bethesda overall. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. They showed more of Wolfenstein and Doom this year, and Fallout 76 is in a better place. That Tokyo game by the Resident Evil director looks super cool. But yeah. Last year they showed Starfield and they announced Elder Scrolls, but those games are like 5 years away. So I mean, I guess they had bigger announcements last year, but I like to see gameplay and stuff that's more current. And also, what else did they show at Bethesda? They showed Deathloop, which looked really cool as well. That's some type of like wasteland game by the people that made Dishonored. So I don't know. I think Bethesda's equal. Like more gameplay 1 year, bigger announcements the previous year. And what did you think about Bethesda?
No Star Scream or whatever it's called, and no ES6, so I'm pretty disappointed.
Yeah, it sounds like ES6 is going to be a 2024 game.
2024?
And Starfield is going to be a 2022. Starfield is going to be 2022 or 2021.
Why did they announce Elder Scrolls 6 in 2018 if it's not going to come out for another 6 years?
Because people won't be quiet on the internet.
Well, that hasn't stopped Todd Howard from just being a little shit and just not saying anything.
And they really want to make Fallout 76 the biggest thing in Bethesda Soft.
Fallout 76 isn't going to be a big thing. It's a big
Yeah,
failure.
did you see what they announced to it? They had NPCs. They added branching storylines.
So you mean like what they should have added all along?
Yeah, I guess they thought that the robots could tell enough story, but yeah, I guess they didn't.
Yeah.
My problem with that game is they don't onboard you very well. The onboarding is one of the biggest problems. And Xbox, comparing Xbox year over year, it's kind of weird because they don't want to show much of the Gears story. They showed some of it last year. They have all these elements of Gears they want to show, and they want to kind of allow people to play it at the same time they're showing it. Halo Reach is a weird thing because I guess it's on the show floor before Xbox insiders get to play it, which is kind of weird. I think they announced. Go ahead.
So does this mean that Xbox One was not the water cooler that they wanted it to be?
What do you mean?
In 2013, they said that when they first announced the Xbox One that it was going to be the water cooler
Oh yeah.
that everybody wanted to talk about or talk around.
Well, technically, it has a vapor chamber inside the console on the Xbox One X.
So we'll go ahead and wrap things up, and we'll just talk about our favorite moments. Just one favorite moment of the week.
Okay. I'll just wrap up Xbox real quick here. Overall, Halo Infinite looked great. Gears 5 is looking great.
I'll play a Halo on my PS4, but my PlayStation.
So many games on Game Pass. Like the next game by the people that made Fallout New Vegas is free. Like, are you kidding me? And
when is Outer Worlds coming out?
That comes out in October, free on Game Pass.
It comes out for Xbox Game Pass?
Yep. Battletoads Game Pass, which apparently it's hard as hell.
Well, it sounds like every Battletoads game.
apparently there's some super cool stuff, like your like fist becomes a train. You use your tongue. You can use your tongue to like bring someone to you, and then you can combo them, and then there's triple team moves. Yeah, it seems really good, and I hope they make some type of like mini series leading up to it. And the art style is really good that it could be like a TV show even. And what else is coming to Game Pass? I forget what else. Blair Witch. Excited to play Blair Witch. It looks better than the Blair Witch movie that came out.
It does.
But yeah, Game Pass looks great, and they have a partnership with AMD where you get Game Pass free for 3 months if you buy a processor or a GPU. And then they have that beta for Game Pass on PC, which really good selection. But I mean, lots of good stuff coming to Xbox. I wanted to see that Last Night. Remember that indie game, The Last Night?
Nope.
Yeah.
But apparently, cancel culture pulled up a bunch of the guy's tweets, so now he's in legal trouble, and now they have no money to make the game. But yeah, overall, Xbox looks good. I mean, I would have liked to see more xCloud. I would have liked to see a beta sooner. I would have liked to see Fable. But I mean, overall, they had a pretty good conference. I thought Xbox and Nintendo were the two were the big ones out of the show. While I mean, I guess I wish with Square being at number 3, so it'd probably be Nintendo, Xbox, and then Square for my top 3. What about you guys for press conference wise?
Nintendo, and then everything else.
Everything else is equal.
Avengers number 1 and everything else.
Nice. Avengers looks really cool. I thought it was kind of shocking to see a different Tony Stark, a different Black Widow. Like, I've seen all these characters for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
And now it's new characters.
I was cool with it.
But they have Laura Bailey that plays Kate in Gears of War, and she's done a ton of other stuff. They have Nolan North that played Nathan Drake. They have Troy Baker that played a character in Uncharted. I guess Nathan Drake's brother in Uncharted and in Last of Us. And then a few other people too as well, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, and Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk. That's wild, right? Like so much John Wick in my life.
Yes,
So did you see
Keanu
Ro-
Reeves just randomly being there was great.
I still need to see John Wick 3.
I do
need
as
to
well.
see it. But yeah, as far as one moment of the week, are we talking about wrestling? Or are we talking about everything?
Just everything.
Anything.
My moment of the week.
Mine was definitely KD getting hurt again.
Mine was that Joey Janela promo today, hyping up him versus Moxley, where he came out of the casket.
We don't talk about Joey Janela while you're Logan. I'm gonna tell you fucking tickets.
Mine is Adam Icken buying a Switch and knocking Animal Crossing in 2019.
Oh, yeah. Big fucking
Oh,
fan.
but seriously, Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk.
I'll wait until it comes out before I buy it.
Have you played The Witcher?
Yeah, of course.
I thought it was kind of a twist that the guy that they showed for the longest time in marketing, and then all of a sudden they kill him in the trailer.
Yeah.
But yeah. I thought it was fun E3 so far. I have about 300 videos to watch on YouTube.
Oh, God.
Literally. I have NXT UK to watch tonight, so that should be fun.
Yep. All right.
And then we end with NXT UK. There you go.
Yep. I have some Black Mirror to watch, so I'll go do that now after I put this podcast up.
And go Raptors and go Bruins.
These are up 2-0.
The Blues?
Yeah.
What?
Brad, aren't you from Boston?
Nope.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Canada.